So today we're diving into a book that has captivated and, let's be honest, sometimes confused people for decades. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now, this isn't just a collection of old stories. It's presented as a detailed biography of a figure it says is divine. Let's get right into it. What's amazing is that the book's own preface basically knows what you might be thinking right now, especially seeing an image like this. It asks the question point blank, who is Krishna? And that single question, well, that's the whole point of our explainer today. So who is Krishna, according to this specific text? The book gives a really direct but surprisingly complex answer, and we're going to unpack it, pulling everything straight from its pages. Okay, so right out of the gate, the book makes a pretty bold claim. This isn't some myth or legend. It presents Krishna as a real historical person who actually walked the earth 5,000 years ago, living for 125 years. And it argues that his entire life, from the moment he was born to the moment he left, was completely and totally unparalleled. In that idea, that word unparalleled, that's the key. Because it leads us directly to the book's core definition of God and what it claims makes Krishna the supreme being. And here is where the whole concept gets really fascinating. The book's answer to who is Krishna is that he's the supreme Godhead because he's all attractive. The argument is pretty profound. At its very core, the idea of God is meaningless if that being can't attract everyone. It's the fundamental quality. So what does it even mean to be all attractive? The book breaks it down into these 6 things it calls opulences. And it makes sense, right? We're all naturally drawn to people who have immense wealth or power, or are famous, beautiful, wise, or even those who can give it all up. But here's the kicker. The text argues that only someone who has all 6 of these qualities, all at the same time and in an unlimited amount, can truly be called the supreme. Now, to really understand Krishna's life, the book first has to set the stage. And it paints this incredibly vivid, almost cinematic picture of the world he lives in, a place it says is completely beyond our normal, everyday reality. This world is called Vrindavana. And listen to this, it's described as a transcendental land where the normal rules of nature just don't apply. I mean, get this, it's a place where ferocious animals like tigers live peacefully right next to deer and humans. Why? All because of Krishna's presence. The book really wants you to feel this place. The descriptions are so immersive. It paints a picture of a world in a constant state of perfect, vibrant life. Just try to imagine it. A place where the flowers are always blooming, where the air is constantly filled with the sound of birds, dancing peacocks, and humming bees. It's all about engaging the senses, you know? You can almost smell the lotus pollen in the air. The book says the summer heat is never too much because these tiny particles of cool water from the Yamuna River and its waterfalls are always keeping everyone refreshed. It is, quite literally, described as an absolute paradise. Okay, so we have this incredible, idyllic setting. Now we get to the main event, Krishna's life story, or his pastimes, as the book calls them. And these stories are presented as the ultimate proof of his identity. And here's a really key point. The text stresses that Krishna didn't need to, grow into his powers. His divinity was on full display from day one, even as a baby. For instance, a demoness named Putana was sent to kill him by poisoning him with her breast milk. But the infant Krishna, he just drank her milk and sucked her very life force right out of her. Not something any ordinary child could do. And you see this dual nature again and again. It's a constant theme. One minute, he's a simple little cowherd boy just chillin' with Brahma, the creator of the entire universe. And the next, he's the supreme power effortlessly taking down a giant poisonous serpent king named Kaliya by simply dancing on its heads. It's this incredible blend of total innocence and absolute omnipotence that's so central to his story. So we have all these incredible stories of gods and demons, but what's the bigger picture here? Well, underneath it all, the book is laying out a deep philosophy. It's a path for the soul to understand itself and its relationship with the divine. Now this right here, this is one of the core ideas in the book's philosophy. It completely reframes that universal human drive for happiness, for love, for meaning. The text argues that this deep instinct we all have, whether we know it or not, is actually a search for our lost relationship with God, with Krishna. To explain our current situation, the text uses two really powerful analogies. First, think of our soul as a single drop of ocean water. It has all the same qualities as the vast ocean of God's consciousness, it's just tiny. But here's the problem. Our consciousness has become covered, almost polluted, by our attachment to material things. It's like a dirty mirror that can no longer reflect our true divine nature. And you might think this is just some ancient philosophy, but it's not just stuck in the past. What's so wild is that you open up this book and bam, there's a note from George Harrison of the Beatles. He famously wrote, "All you need is love, Krishna." It just goes to show you how these ideas found a really powerful voice in modern Western culture too. So if the mirror's dirty, how do you clean it? Well, the book offers a solution. It's a process, and it's called Krishna consciousness. And the entire goal is to clean that dirty mirror, to purify our consciousness, stop it from getting more polluted, and revive what the book says is our original, permanent state of being, one of full knowledge and complete bliss. So when you really boil it all down, this book presents a pretty radical idea, that the Supreme Being, the Infinite, isn't some impersonal force or an empty void, but a person, an all-attractive person. And that leaves us with a pretty profound question to think about. What would it actually mean to seek a personal, loving relationship with the Infinite?